describes herself as too loud, honest, and drastic for our own good. What? Everybody's like that. You can't identify her just from that. Okay. Her piece is titled The Memory of Change, and her name is Zainab. Please welcome her to the stage, everybody.
Good evening, everyone. I hope y'all are having a nice evening. I bet you're all like, can you finish so we can just go home? So this is one of the first things I wrote when I did start writing. I never thought that this poem was over. I promise you it's not a history lesson, it definitely talks about how we're going to be history, the present, and what's yet to come, and how I want to be remembered. My poem is called The Memory of Me. Where's Ahmed? So without further ado, Hitler. Born in 1889, in some places, the name still draws frowns on faces. He was someone of great significance in history. I despised history, because why all the big fuss? I mean, they didn't have to learn about us. What passed already collapsed. He was someone of great significance in history. I despised history, because why all the big fuss? I mean, they didn't have to learn about us. What passed already collapsed. It ain't ever coming back. Hiroshima bomb, that won't cause damage anymore because, I mean, the tragedy has already occurred. And hopefully nothing like that will ever reoccur. But all I said, that's not the point. The more I grew, the more I heard and knew. Stories of conspiracies and warriors. My great-grandparents, they were protectors and destroyers. These are all little parts of history. Then one day someone told me that history stands for his story. The fact was wrong. It didn't really stand for his story. But that made me think and rethink. Because if history had really stood for his story, it would be my story and your story, and to someone someday will have to be them. I will have to pass it on. Someday my kids might ask about the Sudans. What happened to our Sudan? What happened to the world? What happened in every land? Dispersed people like sand. Most only care about the brands. This wasn't destined or planned. Did we misunderstand? And I'll have to tell them. I'll have to tell them of those who were oppressed because they weren't the right shade of white or black. I'll have to tell them of those who were oppressed because someone thought they didn't follow the right God. I'll have to tell them about my past, our past, because not everything is studied in class and they'll ask, so correct me if I'm wrong, but aren't all these parts of history? They tell us we gotta be the change we wanna see in the world, so why don't we pick up what was left in ashes, what crashed and what smashed and what mashed, and make it stand up and hope it never crashes or smashes. Someday when I die, I wish to leave stories behind. And if I don't achieve anything great by that time, I hope I'll still be remembered in hearts and minds. I hope I'll be remembered for what I never thought great, like maybe a jacket I gave to a friend on a cold day. And maybe a smile I drew on someone's face. Maybe a joke I once told will be retold, and someone might say, well, that joke never gets old. When I die, I don't want these women and khaltus to cry, because we all know about their fake cries. I mean, woman, I die. But when I'm here no more, I hope someone prays, dear God, bless her soul. When I pass away, I know nothing will stay, but I still hope the memory of me remains beautiful. I hope I won't be forgotten by those I consider close ones, like dusty photo frames in an old house. Nobody got them. I don't want to be one of these images, you know, the lost ones.